Today, I want to share with you 5 financial lessons that radically changed my life. So, if you are looking for life changing information, this is the video that you want to check out. So, with that being said, let's tap in, let's get into it. Before we get into the video, I want to announce a giveaway. Listen, I want to help you on your journey, so I will be giving away one of these options to a blessed winner. You can choose a 1 hour coaching call on real estate, or you can choose a 1 hour coaching call on how to grow your monthly income. You can also choose a month to attend 2 of my classes that are held monthly on real estate. First winner will be announced once we've reached 100 subs. All you have to do to enter is subscribe and leave a comment below. I look forward to announcing the winner on our giveaway live, so stay tuned. Now, on to the video. Let's jump right into the first financial lesson. The first financial lesson that I learned is that life was much more than working a 9 to 5. Now, hear me out. There's nothing wrong with you working a 9 to 5. I just want you to know that life is not limited to a 9 to 5. And let me explain to you why. My mind was so limited in my thinking that I thought that while I was working a 9 to 5, everybody else should be working a 9 to 5, and so nobody else could be able to come in and do business or transact business at that time because they should have been at work at the same time that I was. You see how crazy that thinking is and how limited that thought process was? And so you can only imagine why I needed to break that thinking cycle, because there is much more to life than working the 9 to 5. Then I began to realize that there was much more small businesses in America than it was mega corporations. And when you begin to realize that, you begin to find out that that's really fueling and it's the backbone of our country. It's small businesses, not mega corporations. And mega corporations was where I worked. And so when I began to realize those things, my perspective began to change. And so when my perspective began to change, I had no idea about entrepreneurship. I had no idea of creating my own schedule, all these different things. And so when I began to change my perspective to understand that life was a lot more than just working the 9 to 5, going home and then getting back up again, I began to become more aware of the opportunities that were out there. And then I began to open myself up more to becoming more financially free. The second lesson I want to share with you today is that opportunities abound. Man, I began to see money everywhere. Everywhere I went, I saw money. I saw money at grocery stores. I saw money at restaurants. I saw money when I saw cars. I saw money when I saw every single business as I drove throughout any city that I went to. And so when my mind began to change and see money like that, I began to see money flowing in and out of these places versus when I just used to be a person that would find a place to go and patronize or find a place to go and consume stuff and spend my money there. And so when you begin to see that money is flowing in and out of these places, it will begin to radically change your life and help you understand that there's actually no shortage. Because of the amount of money that's flowing in and out of these places, there is actually no shortage. I also began to understand how people were able to spend an enormous amount of money on things because they understood how money flowed. They understood how they can create something and then allow that money to flow to them. The example that always really gets me is the example that I give with Chick-fil-A when I talk to people. Chick-fil-A is not rarely doesn't have customers. Very, very rarely. Typically, when you see a Chick-fil-A, their lines are wrapped all around the building trying to get some Chick-fil-A. And so just imagine when you begin to count up every single car that's paying all of that money throughout the entire day, and you add that up throughout the entire day, and then you figure out how much you got to pay people, how much stuff you got to run, you can see exactly how much money somebody is making on a daily basis. And so when you begin to see life that way and you begin to see businesses and restaurants and cars and whatever you see as money flowing in and out, you can begin to open your mind up to more opportunities abounding and not just you consuming their products. Hey, y'all, before we finish the last three, I want to kindly ask you guys to do something. If you don't mind, can you go ahead and hit that like button? Can you go ahead and start sharing? And can you subscribe or follow? And if you don't mind, go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you can be alerted every single time we drop a new video. Now, let's talk about the last three financial lessons that radically changed my life. The third financial lesson that I want to talk to you about is that money is always flowing. Listen, I briefly mentioned it a little earlier, but I want to go into it a little bit more right now. Money is constantly flowing. Transactions are constantly going on a daily basis. And so when you begin to understand money flow, all you need to learn to do is create an outlet, create a service, create a product that can allow money to now flow to you and not continuously flow out of your life. How do you know money flows like this? Because every single month, what do? You pay your utilities every single month, you pay a car payment every single month, you pay a mortgage or rent. You have things that you pay on every single month. That is the flow of money. That is the transaction of money. You also realize that you purchase things every single month like gas, groceries, things like that. And so, with money constantly flowing like that, when you learn to create an avenue by which that money can now stop on you, your financial future can now look a little better because you understand the flow of money now. You're not just allowing money to go out from you, you're allowing money to stop at you. And so when I began to realize that, that radically changed my life. The fourth lesson that I learned was assets versus liabilities. And when I began to learn the value of assets and liabilities, I began to understand the value of long term financial security. Listen, most people don't even realize that they're more liability focused than they are asset focused. This is why money eludes them. So if you begin to understand that you should gain more assets than liabilities, then you can swing to the other side of financial security. Liabilities are things that cause your money to leave your household. Assets are things that cause money to come to your household. So we need to become more asset focused rather than liability focused. And when you become more focused on gaining assets, then your financial future will have a better outlook than you focusing on liabilities all the time. And so let me give you a couple examples of liabilities and assets. Liabilities are things like clothes, cars, things that depreciate in value that people regard highly because they see people wearing them all the time or driving them all the time. Whereas assets are stocks, bonds, real estate, things like that, things that appreciate in value that will cause more money to be in your household. So learn how to gain more assets and not be so focused on liabilities. The last lesson that I want to talk to you about today is being a producer versus a consumer. Listen, a lot of us are familiar with the famous line in Baby Boy when Jody said, "Are you a buyer or are you a seller?" Then he went on to say that broke people are buyers and the people making money are sellers. Listen, when you begin to understand that you are an asset in and of yourself, you can begin to ask yourself questions like this: what value do I bring to the world? What are my gifts and talents that can be used to create income and bring it into my life? When you begin to develop these things, you now can become a producer rather than just a consumer. A lot of people like the flash of being a consumer rather than the substance of being a producer. Producers know how to create, and consumers just know how to take. I believe every single one of us has something in us that we can produce that can create for our individual households. So, what I would like for you guys to start doing today is start getting the mindset of being a producer rather than just a consumer. Because when you begin to create and you begin to understand who you really are and the gifts and talents that you have, your financial life will radically change and you will begin to think differently. And that is the foundation for starting you on the path to a better financial future. Listen, y'all, these five things that I've taught you today radically changed my life. I'm so glad that I learned these things because now I can share them with you, and now I can help you change the course of your life and not allow your life to be dictated by others. So, what do y'all think about everything that was shared today? We appreciate it if you guys get down in the comment section and let us know what y'all thought about it and if it actually helped you. And if you're one of those people that want to be pushed so that you can create a better financial future for yourself, check the links in the comments and check the links in the description for coaching calls and our real estate classes if you want to get into real estate so that you can start going in the direction that you want to go. Okay. So check those links, check in the comments. You will find them, sign up. Let's go ahead and let's get you going in the direction that you want to go. We appreciate you guys so much for checking out this video today. We really, really, really do. And we'll see y'all in the next one.
Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Peace.